What if the way Minecraft villagers trade with you was actually how real prices work? I spent way too long trying to figure that out. Same rules, same math, applied to your bank account, your groceries, your rent. Turns out Mojang didn't invent some gamey pricing system. They built villager trading around the exact same mechanism real economies run on, and even named it after a real economic term in their own patch notes. And once you see where the game version and the real version split apart, something breaks. Or maybe something gets fixed. Honestly, by the end of this, I'm not sure which one you'll think it is. Here's the rule. Every villager tracks something called demand for every item they sell, separately per item. Every time you buy the same thing, that demand number climbs. Once it climbs high enough, the price rises with it. Buy less of something, or ignore it for a while, and the price quietly drifts back down. That's the entire mechanic. A villager selling bread doesn't care what bread costs anywhere else in the world. It only cares about one thing: how much you, specifically, have been buying from it. Specifically. That one rule: the more people buy something, the more it costs to keep buying it. Has a name in the real world too. Economists call it demand pull inflation. It's not a Minecraft quirk. It's the actual mechanism behind real price spikes, from concert tickets to housing to national currencies. Let's run the actual math, because this is where it gets interesting. Every trade has a price multiplier, how sensitive that item is to demand. Some items barely move, others are volatile. A villager with a high multiplier trading emeralds for gold blocks can go from charging you 7 emeralds to 28 emeralds for the exact same item, just because you kept buying. Picture that in your own grocery store. A $4 loaf of bread costing $16 by your 4th trip that week. Same bread, same shelf, quadrupled price, zero change in the actual product. The only thing that changed was how badly and how often you wanted it. Sound familiar? That's the exact story behind every "Why did concert tickets suddenly cost 4 times as much?" headline you've read. The venue didn't get more expensive to build. Demand spiked and price followed. Minecraft just made the formula visible. And here's the part Mojang got scarily right. Trades don't just get expensive forever. Buy too much of one item, and the trade eventually locks entirely. The villager runs out and refuses to sell until it restocks. That's a real phenomenon too, called a shortage. When demand outpaces what a seller can restock, the price doesn't just climb infinitely. Eventually, the shelf goes empty. Toilet paper 2020, baby formula 2022. Same mechanic, different aisle. Quick fun fact before we get to the twist, because this one's too good to skip. For years, players found a loophole. Turn a villager into a zombie, cure it, get a permanent discount. Do it again, turn it back into a zombie, cure it again, and the discount stacked. Again and again and again, until players had villagers selling ender pearls and enchanted books for a single emerald. Not a bug exactly. Just the game's own pricing rules pushed to their absolute breaking point by anyone patient enough to keep exploiting the loop. Mojang eventually patched it. As of version 1.2.0.2, curing only grants that discount once. Repeat cures don't stack anymore, no matter how many times you cycle a villager through it. Which is, weirdly, exactly what happens in real markets too. Someone finds a loophole, exploits it hard enough that it becomes a real problem, and eventually a regulator steps in and closes it. Minecraft's regulator just happens to be a patch note instead of a government agency. Here's where the game quietly does something real economies can only dream of. Villagers restock their trades twice per in-game day. A full Minecraft day-night cycle takes 20 real-world minutes. Do the math, and that means is roughly every 10 minutes of real time, your villager's price memory softens. The demand number decays. Prices that spiked from your buying spree drift back toward normal. Automatically, no negotiation required. Sit with that for a second, because this is the actual twist. In Minecraft, inflation forgives you. It's temporary. It resets on a clock cleanly every time, no matter what. Real-world inflation does not work like that. There's no 10-minute villager restock timer for the actual economy. When prices spike from real demand shocks, there's no guaranteed reset. Sometimes prices come back down. Often, they just don't. Zimbabwe found that out in 2008, when prices weren't just rising, they were doubling roughly every 24 hours. At the peak, a $100 trillion banknote couldn't cover a bus fare. No restock timer, no mercy. Just a number that kept climbing until the currency itself collapsed. So the honest answer to, does the Minecraft version of inflation actually work like real life, is partially. And the part where it doesn't match is the most important part. The mechanism is identical. The mercy is fictional. This is the core problem central banks spend their entire existence trying to solve. How do you cool down demand-driven price spikes without a magic reset button? They can't wait 10 minutes. They raise interest rates, trying to manually recreate the demand cools off effect your Minecraft villager gets for free. It's clumsy. It takes months, sometimes years. And unlike your villager, it doesn't always work cleanly. So next time someone says inflation is some abstract, impossible to understand force, tell them it's the same math your villager uses every time you buy too much bread. The only difference is your villager has a reset button and the Federal Reserve doesn't. 3 fast ones before we go. 1. Reputation changes prices too. Trade fairly and often, small discounts. Attack a villager, and prices jump for the whole village, not just that one. 2. There's a permanent discount if you cure a zombie villager back to normal. That's basically a debt forgiveness system with a happy ending animation. 3. Demand is tracked per item, not per villager. One villager can charge you a fortune for wheat, while everything else they sell stays cheap. Inflation isn't one number. It hits different goods differently. Real 2. Ask anyone whose grocery bill went up way faster than their rent, or the other way around. Reset button. Yes or no? That's the actual question worth sitting with. Minecraft's inflation resets itself cleanly on a timer every 10 minutes. No exceptions. Real inflation doesn't get that mercy. If central banks could install a villager-style reset button on the economy, a guaranteed prices soften back to normal clock, would you actually want that? Or is the fact that real prices can stay high forever exactly what keeps people from buying recklessly in the first place? Tell me in the comments. Reset button, yes or no?